So I'm working on my famous rags here, so I don't scuff anything up and make a mess. That would insult me to no end at this point if we went ahead and scratched something or biffed it because we're working on a rough surface. Forgot to get the other two he's got out of there. So like I said, I've already spent just a little time. It took me about 8 minutes or so to cut these decals out. Why are there so many? Because I'm doing 2 tanks. And you'll see here I've got right and left because there's 2 of these breast cancer awareness ribbons on the tank, one on each side, so we have to have right and left sides. The only thing we will cut out yet is the door decals. And fortunately, we just have the same decal for all sides, or passenger driver side, because there's no window on the passenger side like there is on other trucks. And you might be saying, why are you using a Durastar? Well, I'm glad you asked, because the exact model that's on the real truck is not made at this moment anyway. Supposedly there was one made at some point. It's not made right now. And my client says, Eric, just use the Durastar. And I'm like, done. D-U-N. So that made my life easier, and it just saved him a whole boatload of money. Well, that, and I really didn't want to go through the process of making that cab, because for those of you that do any design work, you'll know that unless you're very skilled at it or get a designer that's really well priced, you're going to pay a lot of money for a design, and it takes a lot of time to recover that back. Yeah, it just would have taken forever and a whole lot of attention that I don't have to spare. Come here, you. All right. These are water slide decals. I printed these at home. So I went to Fiverr, and that's part of one of the videos I've shot so far, is I went to Fiverr.com and I hired a freelancer to do this artwork. So you can see that there. This is Great Bend feeding, and there's the DOT Great Bend mixing. Great Bend Ready Mix, Great Bend, Kansas, if for those of you that know geography of Kansas. So I hired a designer to do the door logos here, the breast cancer ribbon. Then he did the number 1 for the hood number, and then the driver's name is Bill. So we have Bill there. And then we have the one for the barrel, which is just the one from the hood that's, you know, I didn't want to pay him to have to make it the same size or make it the right size and guess which size it needed to be. So I got a video showing this too. I got a video where I took a photo of this, then I measured it, resized it, then I took this ribbon right here, put it over this image in Microsoft Publisher, and then just drug it out to make it the right size. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And I got videos showing all of this, so don't hesitate to go watch it. Make sure you go watch those. Okay, so we have our decals cut, and again, we are 6 minutes into this, and I've already spent, prior to you guys watching, I spent about 8 minutes or so cutting these little decals out. Okay, I keep a bottle of water. This is actually tap water. I just used the empty bottle I found in our recycling bin. So I always keep a bottle of water out here just for this purpose right here. These are water slide, not peel and stick. I like water slide better. They're my favorite. And here we go. So these are going to go like this or like that. You know, now that I've done this, I don't have my laptop out here to look at my phone or to look at the photos. That was a mistake. All right, guys, I hate to do this to you, but I got to run to my house, and I just totally biffed and left my laptop up at the house, and I really need that at this moment. So there's one of these ribbons on each side of the barrel. When I say each side, it's round. Duh. So basically it's going to be behind, it's not on the flat side, it's kind of over here on the round side. And kind of here's a line. We've got one of those on our mixer, so we can, okay, so basically it's just going to be vertical. Okay. Now we're ready to get going again. Here we go. So we're going to have one on each side. And that ribbon is just a little different than the one I've got here. No worries, we'll get this. We're just going to drag him over and put him in the water. Matter of fact, we're going to do them both at the same time. Because we can, why not, huh? So we'll grab the other one just like it. We'll stick him in the water. There. So water slide decals aren't rocket science. They're pretty intimidating for some guys, but don't worry about that. They're just let them sit in the water. And I mean, it comes with practice too. I'm not going to lie. They just get easier with practice. So anyways, I was explaining a little bit that I hired a freelancer at Fiverr.com to do all the artwork. I resized everything in Microsoft Publisher. I've already got the video on this. And then I printed these on a LaserJet printer using LaserJet water slide decal paper. I did that for all of those decals and all of these decals as well. And I can do that, and you can do this for anything that's on white. The caveat here is you can't do, if you were to put this same decal on a black truck or a black trailer or something dark, you're not going to see the pink. It's just going to wash right out on the black surface. And the reason for that is, and I can show you right here why that is. Your inkjet printer or your LaserJet printer cannot print what's called a spot color. And a spot color is this decal, this exact same shape in white, and then the paper runs back through the machine, and then the color goes on top of the white. What's beautiful about that is you do not see white where this circle is in the ribbon. If you were to print this on white decal paper, you'd have white there in that circle. But if you have a spot printing printer, or a printer that'll print a spot color, you would see white on the back side and not pink. Seems like there's a lot of guys seem to struggle with that concept, and I get it, because I did too, until I finally, it just took a while to get that idea. And then to find someone that can do water slide decals in small batches like this, like one of one, one of two, something like that, that's pretty hard to do, and still get the spot color so you can see it on dark surfaces. But we're not working with one of those, are we? We're working on white, so let's just stay focused. Yeah. You can see here that I've left the decal just a little bit longer, in the water a little bit longer than I should have, and look at that, it came off of the paper. That will happen if you leave your decal in the paper too long. In the water too long. Okay. So we're going to hold this gently with a finger, and we're just going to kind of push all the excess water out from behind the paper. We're going to be careful not to wrinkle this paper. Like so. Check that. We like it. Okay. Now we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Now you're probably asking yourself, Eric, why do you have them wires in there? That's because there's not a real good way to hang this. So I went ahead and left the wires in it, so after we clear coat it, I can just hang it back up. And we'll do number 2. As you can see, it's not particularly difficult here, is it? Just takes you a few minutes and then off you go. Okay, we've seen that one, that's good. What's really kind of cool, and this is what I'm really excited about, This is the shade of Breast Cancer Awareness Pink, and I forget the lady's name of what this paint is named after, but what's cool is the decals kind of match the paint. Maybe they're a little brighter than the paint, but still they're not bad. Okay, and we'll just grab this one quick since we're here, and we'll put that on. And I'm just putting all the paper in a lid here just to keep it out of the way. I'm going to slide our water dish out of the road, and the reason for that is I want to see that, okay, you can see here that looking at it straight on, they're not, you know, they're not where they should be. So I'm going to just drag this bad boy up here a little bit. And what I'm looking for here is that these are kind of centered on the barrel. And because we haven't poured any concrete, meaning I haven't got all the water out of there, there's still a little bit of water behind that decal, I can go ahead and move that around a little bit. See, now that's better. That's okay. Maybe just a wee bit more, just for fun. Yeah, look at that. I think we can handle that. That's looking pretty good. Okay, then I'm going to just straighten that up a little bit, because on the real truck, they look pretty straight. Now we're going to take our Q-tip here. We're just going to mop up any excess water that's kind of hanging around. And I'm kind of holding it gently so that the ribbon doesn't move. I don't want it to move now that we've kind of got it where we want it. And here we go. This thing is ready for clear coat. So I just fired up my heater so I can warm up this barrel a little bit and then dry out the rest of that decal so we can put clear coat on it and be confident that it's going to be all right. Okay, once again, we're going to just pull our handy dandy wire into the barrel, get it out of the road. Then we're going to look at it dead on like so. And we're just going to drag this bad boy around. How do you like that action? Pretty fun, isn't it? Okay, now we're just going to straighten it up. And we'll just mop out the rest of the water. And done. Make sure there's no wrinkles in there. Wrinkle free, we like it, we're good. That is happiness. I think we're good there. All right, that one's gonna go sit in the heat. Now, we are ready to do the rest of them. What's nice about this particular cab is there's no right and left decals on this one, on the cab anyway, because there's no stripes or anything that have passenger driver side. The only thing we have to make sure we do is put Bill on the driver door. And let me see, how do I have this one set? We're just gonna get my big hand right in the shot. And we're gonna do both driver doors here. Oh, shoot. Well, that's one way to do it, isn't it? Luckily, no blood, no foul. But we are going to turn Bill upside down, or right side up. And we have a hood number. Let's get a hood number up there. And I think we're going to stop for now. Again, this is not the same cab that we started with. Or, I mean, it's not the original cab. I mean, the truck we're doing is not an International. Okay. Just going to use my X-Acto knife here just to move this around a little bit. And we're going to push this up just a wee bit because the DOT numbers on the real truck are just above. They're on the door. They're not below the door where some kind of live. And we will now. Wow, that was crazy. Huh. That was fun. Flipped it upside down. That'll happen. Don't worry about it. Just grab it. Get rid of that water. Nope. There we go. There. Perfect. Perfecto. Okay, now we're going to grab Bill. Oh, he came off of the paper. No worries, we got this. If we can fetch him out of the water, we'll be in good shape. And we did. We've got Bill out of the water. We saved him. And he goes right there on the door. Now that I think about it, I should have wiped Durastar off of this cab. That way Bill wouldn't be competing with Workstar. I'm sorry, not Durastar, Workstar. Okay. And this moved on me again because a little water from Bill got on there. There. Looking good. I like it. Good. Okay, next we're going to come over here and grab our ribbon. Here we are. Now, you can putz around doing it the way I'm doing it. Another way, I'll show you a couple of ways to put these on. And there's not a right or wrong way. As long as you're getting the results you want, you've done it right. And the decal looks good, you're good. Now you might be asking, Eric, you've already partially assembled this truck and you're going to shoot clear on this? Yes, I am. And that's okay. There's no harm in that. Oh, rats. There you came right off of that. Okay, let's grab our knife. Got it. So right there it is at the edge of our knife. And then I'm going to grab me a paintbrush. And I'm just going to take my paintbrush and scooch it right off the end of my knife. And there it is. And then we'll straighten it up at the end of the hood where it's supposed to be, and we're done. We're going to tamp that with our Q-tip just to get any water out of there so it doesn't cause any trouble with our fancy-dancy clear coat. And then I'm going to grab this little piece of lint or whatever fuzz it's hanging around, get that going. And there you go, done. Now, let's do the other one. You notice I got a little bit of a funk here. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to touch that up with white paint. And then I'm going to touch this little muckety thing up here with white paint. This is the base coat, and it actually, that's the tape came up. That came up with the tape, and I'm not sure what that blue color is. I have no idea where that came from. It just showed up after I pulled tape, and I'm like, well, this is kind of dumb. But I'll just touch that up with a little bit of, with a dab of white paint, and it'll be all right. All right, come here, you. We know that's a hood number. Maybe I shouldn't say I know. I'm pretty sure it's a hood number. Yeah, there it is. And we'll go put that in there. Slide that up in the water. And we got to find another bill. All right. Where's Bill? He's upside down. Okay, where'd you go, Bill? There you are. We got Bill. And then we have another ribbon right here. Yeah, perfect. And this other one that's upside down, that is probably one that I cut an extra one because I didn't like the way one of the ones was looking. Okay, that's not ready, but that is. Look at that. That would come up right away. Okay, we'll just grab that ribbon. We'll stick it on there. Wow. Okay, I totally had my hands wrong there. That was nuts. Come on. No, you are not behaving at all. All right, let's just get it there. Oh my gosh. This will drive you to drinking. Wow, that was nutty. Okay. And let's go grab our number one since we're here. Here's another way you can take these off of the paper, especially when they're super tiny like that. You can take them off with a paintbrush and just slide them right off. And here we go. It's kind of blurry. It's hard to see that through the phone. How, of course, I used the best printing setting I had on the laser printer that I used. And it came out good. It's not like totally awesome, but it's good. It's just not like woohoo. Oh, come on, you. There. And we're good there. And I think I need to move this one back just a little bit to match the other cab. There we go. We're happy with that. Now we're going to grab Bill and get him on there. Oh, come here, you. Ah, come on. There it is. Bill doesn't want to slide. Come on, slide, Bill. We're getting lint and stuff in our water. That's not fun. Bill doesn't want to slide, guys. I don't know what to do. Well, that's kind of I know what to do. We just make Bill slide. Just use our fingers and get in there. There. It's 8 o'clock. Started at 7:30, so this one's taking just a little bit longer. Not a worry, because we still got to do the passenger side, and we got to shoot some clear on this. The clear actually goes really fast. That's not really a problem, is it? Okay. Now we're ready for the passenger side. And we need to get the center of gravity so I don't want to tip over. Okay. Got a little weirdness right there. I think that's in the paint. Okay, can't help that. There, we'll just let all those guys chillax. We'll give them a few seconds, and then off we go. What do we have to do on this truck when we go back to assemble, which will be next week? We got to put Canada coat of floats on the front. We have to put a 10-hole chrome here, white hole buds there, and then another white hole 2-hole bud. So two buds, 10-hole, and the float on the front. So that's going to be kind of fun. That does look really cool. I'm not going to lie. That mixer turned out pretty awesome. I'm pretty pleased with that one. That was pretty cool. Okay, I think we're ready. Yep, we're good. And those are actually the DOT numbers that are on the real truck. That's what's kind of cool. Here, let me get my fingers out of the way so you guys can see. And I'm not taking time to get the water out of them at just this moment because I prefer these didn't separate in the water. Just makes it a little easier when they're still on the paper. So they're not going to get real sticky real fast. So we can go ahead and leave them askew. Piece of lint there. Let's get rid of that lint. Or something funky from the lab. Just kind of getting that dude out of the road. And here we are. Get the paper out of the road. There it is. It's kind of nice we can drag that wherever we want because there's plenty of moisture there to allow us to move it. And finally, the last number 1. Then we'll move them where we need them and warm them up a little bit and shoot clear. Come on, slide off of the paper, man. Throw me a bone here. And get rid of the lint. Okay, looks like number 1 here isn't going to be cooperative, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way, no worries. Let's take our finger here and just kind of give it a little slide, like so. And we'll get under it with our tweezer and grab that paper, and there it is. Of course, you can't see that very well. That's really difficult to see in the camera, but it's there. You'll see it once I put it on the hood, though. And there we go. Now, we can go ahead and do all the other fancy things we need to do. Like move these around where they're centered and beautiful. Move that out there to the end of the hood. Maybe make it straight. Like that. And And then we'll do the same thing over here. And I think that's pretty good. Now what I normally do on a project like this is I'll take it and I look at it dead on to make sure that on both sides I have the decals about at the same space, same height, you know. And then I'll look at it again from the side, make sure that they're, you know, both in the same position on both driver and passenger side. But the only thing I haven't done that I need to do is just kind of tamp these and get any moisture that's out of them, in them out. Okay, so on this one, you can see where the hole on the ribbon is compared to this hood seam or the crease. This one's a bit lower, so no worries. We got this. Let's take this and just move it up a little bit, just like so. Now we'll take another look. So look at it compared to that side. And then over here, look at that. Now, one thing I'm noticing here is my number one isn't real straight. I don't like that, so we're just gonna give it a little nudge. And that number one there, I don't like where that one's at either. We're gonna give it a nudge, even though we've kind of done that already. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Okay. What I'm going to do then is just going to tamp this just a little bit, make sure there's no moisture in there. Then I'm going to go ahead and tamp this one. It's sliding around all over the place. That's not a worry here because I'm going to clear coat that bad boy and then it ain't going to move. Okay. We are ready to get on with that. Put that back there. And we're going to do the same thing here. And then we're going to go shoot clear and we're going to be done. So we got 5 minutes and then it's game over.